caught yourself thinking, I don't need a website because I have social media, or I'll just DIY something for now and then upgrade later? If you're thinking this, you are not alone. These are some of the most common things I hear from service providers when it comes to websites. But here's the truth. Those myths are actually keeping you stuck, costing you time, and even leaving money on the table. In today's video, I am breaking down 3 of the biggest website myths or misconceptions and showing you the truth about what a website can really do for your business. And if you've ever felt unsure about whether you actually need a website, this video is going to give you a whole new perspective. So stick around because this is part of my playlist designed to help you go from feeling frustrated about your online presence to having a website that actually books you clients. Okay, the first common myth or misconception about a website is, I don't need it, my social media is enough. So social media definitely has its place in your business, but relying on social media alone to market your business, to showcase your expertise and build your credibility, to generate those leads and sales, instead of creating a website that does this all for you, it's such a big mistake. So I don't need to tell you that when you're on social media platforms, 2 massive things are happening that are hurting, not helping you. And the first one is attention span. So you have less than 2 seconds to make an impression on a visitor. And if you don't, what happens on social media? They're scrolling, right? They're moving on to the next post, the next video, whatever it may be. People use platforms like Instagram to be entertained or to escape, not typically to learn, book services, make purchases, or become a client. Think about how you use social media. Are you going to platforms like Instagram to learn or to be entertained? If you don't like something, are you sticking around or are you moving on to the next video or post? Now, sure, you may get some followers or those who may like your content, but likes don't lead to sales and clients, and they definitely don't pay the bills, right? It's pretty much a vanity metric. And so that leads to the second thing that's happening on social media. If they're scrolling on social media, they're scrolling to your competitor. They're scrolling to distractions, to more noise in the marketplace. Those social media apps are just set up to keep people on platforms and keep them distracted, but not a website. A website gives you a chance to speak to that captive audience. So when a visitor lands on your website, you're not positioning yourself next to a bunch of other competitors or distractions. A website lets you position yourself as the expert. It encourages your visitors to learn from you, to sign up for your freebie, and become a lead if they aren't ready to buy or become a client quite yet. Now, you may have heard me mention this on a past video, but it bears repeating. So a study was done by Spot Marketing that showed that 84% of consumers think a website makes your business more credible. And I absolutely agree. If I want to work with someone in any capacity, I am doing a search on their business. And if they don't have a website, that is a huge red flag for me. What about you? Let me know in the comments below. And now, if you only hear one thing in this whole video, let it be this. It's no secret that AI is taking over how people search. People aren't going to social media to find a coach, a therapist, a service provider of any kind. They are asking ChatGPT or a search engine, and it is making recommendations on content it can read, categories, and verify. That means that your Instagram Reels and Stories won't get you anywhere if you want to be found. But if you are creating content on your website via blog posts, or you're embedding your YouTube videos or podcast episodes on your website with transcriptions, your content can be indexed, found, and therefore recommended in searches like AI searches or search engines. According to Adobe research from July 2024 to February 2025, web traffic from AI-driven referrals increased more than tenfold in the United States. So AI is not going anywhere, and if you want your business to be found and recommended, creating content on a website or embedding content on your website with a written transcription is key. All right, let's move on to the second common myth about building or redesigning your website, and that is it's too expensive. So here's the thing. You need to stop looking at your website as an expense. It is an investment, period. A well-designed website has the power to pay for itself many times over because it's not just sitting there looking pretty. It's working for you 24/7. Think about it like this. Let's say a client project for you is worth $3,000 or $5,000 or even more, and your website helps you book even 1 or 2 new clients you wouldn't have landed otherwise. It's already covered the cost of the investment. Everything after that is profit. So a cheap DIY or outdated website that doesn't convert might look like it's saving you money up front, but in reality, it's actually costing you money every single day by letting potential clients just slip through the cracks. whereas a strategic website is designed to attract the right people and convert these visitors into leads and then into paying clients. But if you let yourself think in terms of cost instead of investment, you might compare it to a free DIY template or a free platform and think, I can just do this myself. And sure, it may save you some money up front, but it costs you way more lost clients down the road. Trust me, a good amount of my clients come to me after trying to build something on a free platform or a low-cost one like WordPress. And WordPress is great, it's a great platform, but if you are not really tech savvy, trying to build your own website from scratch there, even with a page builder, is going to cause you a ton of stress and frustration. When you work with a web designer, what you're really investing in isn't just a pretty design. You're buying strategy, credibility, and experience. It's like the Picasso story, where one day a woman came upon Picasso and she asked him to sketch something on a napkin. So he drew it in just a few seconds, he handed it to her and said, okay, that'll be $10,000. And surprised, she was like, but it only took you 30 seconds. And Picasso replied, no ma'am, it took me 40 years. That's what good design is like. You're not just paying for a website and the hours spent building it. You're paying for the years of training, the trial and error, the strategy, the psychology, and the ability for a designer to take what feels overwhelming to you and turn it into something that not only looks amazing, but also works for your business. Now, right now, if your site looks DIY or it isn't converting, you're probably losing clients you don't even know about. They're gonna land on your site, click around, not feel confident in it, and leave. That's money slipping through your fingers. A professional website flips that. Instead of being a digital brochure, it becomes your best salesperson, someone who works 24/7, doesn't take a vacation, and is always guiding visitors to book with you. So the real question isn't, can I afford a website or it's too expensive? It's how much is it costing me not to have one that converts? And the third common thing that I hear when it comes to building a website is, I just don't have the time. And honestly, this is actually exactly the point. You're busy running your own business, serving your own clients, and doing the work that only you can do. You shouldn't have to spend hours trying to figure out website platforms, design details, or dealing with tech headaches, right? That's where I come in. My role is to handle everything for you: strategy, design, setup, tech, so you can focus on what you do best instead of wasting weeks or even months or years trying to DIY. You can get a professional strategic website that works for you right away. So imagine how many hours you'd waste Googling tutorials, messing with free, frustrating templates or platforms, or second guessing every design choice. Now think about, what if all of that was completely off your plate and in as little as 3 days you had a polished, on-brand website ready to attract clients? That's not just saving time, it's giving you back the headspace and the energy to focus on growing your business. Because at the end of the day, your time is your most valuable resource. You can always make more money, but you can't make more hours. A professional website saves you both. It saves you time up front and helps you make more money long term by converting visitors into clients. So if you feel like you don't have the time, you're not alone. That's why people work with web designers like me to do the heavy lifting, so your website gets done without adding one more thing to your already full plate. Now, if you're ready to finally get your website off your to-do list and working for your business, you can get started today. Check out the show notes below to learn how we can work together. And if you're wondering, well, what actually makes a website effective? What separates a site from one that just sits there, from one that attracts and converts premium clients? Don't miss the next video in this playlist, where I'm going to be walking you through the 3 must-haves your website needs as a service provider in order to attract and convert more of the right clients. I'll see you in the next video.